The kitchen was alive with clinks, sizzles, and bursts of laughter. Chaba stood over the stove, stirring a pot of fragrant stew so rich that even the curtains seemed to lean in for a sniff. Dudukwe danced between the counter and the oven, wielding a wooden spoon like a conductor's baton. Imore was busy at the chopping board, sending perfect slices of carrots and peppers into the air with a flourish, while Jock kept sneaking little tastes, only to get caught and scolded with mock sternness. "Hey, save some for the rest of us." Chaba laughed, handing Jock a piece of warm bread anyway. Dudukwe sprinkled herbs into the stew, the fresh scent of basil and thyme filling the room. They worked in a happy rhythm, passing spices, telling stories, and breaking into spontaneous song. Every dish was a masterpiece in the making, a golden roast shimmering in the oven, a colorful salad bursting with freshness, and the slow-cooked stew bubbling like a promise of warmth. By the time the table was set, it wasn't just dinner, it was a celebration of friendship, flavor, and the kind of joy you could taste with every bite. The evening began with a burst of laughter before the first onion was even peeled. Chaba, wearing an apron that said "Queen of the Kitchen" in faded gold letters, clutched a wooden spoon like a royal scepter. Dudukwe was already swaying to the beat of the radio, humming an old tune as he set a basket of vegetables on the counter. Tonight, Dudukwe declared, "We are not just making dinner, we are making history." Imore raised an eyebrow. "History that smells like garlic, I hope." Garlic, joy, and just a little bit of chaos, Jock added, already sneaking a grape tomato from the bowl. The kitchen quickly became a stage. Chaba chopped onions with the precision of a surgeon, though she kept having to pause to wipe tears from her eyes, half from the onions, half from the ridiculous joke Dudukwe was telling. Imore, ever the perfectionist, arranged sliced peppers into neat rainbow-colored piles, while Jock decided the cheese platter needed sampling, for safety reasons. The stew was the crown jewel. Chaba stirred it slowly, letting the rich aroma of cumin and paprika fill every corner of the room. Dudukwe, pretending to be a food critic, would lean over and sniff dramatically before nodding like a man who had just tasted heaven. But the real magic happened when they started layering flavors together. Imore's bright citrus dressing drizzled over roasted vegetables, Jock's crusty bread pulled hot from the oven, Dudukwe's spicy glaze sizzling on the roast, and Chaba's stew bubbling like a song. They moved in harmony, passing utensils, sharing sips of wine, and stealing bites off each other's plates. Someone would tell a story, someone else would burst into song, and the whole room would roar with laughter. At one point, Dudukwe tried to teach everyone a little kitchen dance. Half salsa, half don't drop the soup, and it became impossible to stir without. Hadzabe music, the ancient soundtrack of survival, spirit, and community. The Hadzabe people of northern Tanzania are one of the last remaining hunter-gatherer tribes in the world. Living near Lake Eyasi, they maintain a way of life that has remained largely unchanged for thousands of years. Central to their cultural identity and community life is music, a powerful, expressive tradition that brings the tribe together and connects them with nature, their ancestors, and each other. The role of music in Hadzabe life. For the Hadzabe, music is not a separate art form, it's woven into daily life. Unlike modern societies where music may be confined to concerts, recordings, or entertainment venues, Hadzabe music is functional, spiritual, and communal. It is not performed in the conventional sense, it is experienced and lived, often spontaneously. Music is used for celebration, after a successful hunt or community gathering. Storytelling. Passing down tribal stories, myths, and history through song. Rituals and ceremonies, including rites of passage, healing dances, initiation, and weddings. Bonding and play, around the campfire in the evening, singing, clapping, and dancing. Spiritual connection, songs are often directed toward spirits of the forest, ancestors, or used in rainmaking rituals. Instruments, rhythm from the earth. Most Hadzabe music is vocal and percussive, made using the body and natural instruments. Instruments are few but deeply symbolic and effective. Drums, often crafted from hollowed logs and animal skins. Used for rhythm in group dances and ceremonies. gourds and shakers, filled with seeds or pebbles to create percussive textures. Hand clapping and body stomping, a fundamental part of rhythm making, often performed by everyone present. Wooden flutes and bows, rare but used occasionally for melodic lines, sometimes mimicking bird calls or forest sounds. Despite the simplicity of tools, the music is rich, layered, and emotionally resonant, creating an immersive experience that resonates through the open bush. Music is oral tradition and education. In the absence of written language or recorded archives, music is the Hadzabe's living memory. Songs serve as oral textbooks, teaching how to track animals, what plants are edible or medicinal, tribal history and legends, behavioral codes and social expectations. Children learn by watching and participating, absorbing rhythm, language, and cultural meaning from a young age. This ensures that traditional knowledge is passed from one generation to the next in an engaging and unforgettable way. Dance, the movement of spirit and joy. Hadzabe music is almost always accompanied by dance. It is not choreographed but rather intuitive, flowing with the rhythm of the drums and the song. Dance reinforces unity. Everyone joins in, elders, women, children. Energy release. After a long hunt or ceremony. Spiritual engagement, used in trance or healing rituals. The atmosphere during. Dental click, similar to tisk-tisk, disapproval sound. Lateral click, like urging a horse to move, tisk-tsk, but more side tongue. Alveolar click. A sharp pop made with the tongue against the roof of the mouth. Palatal click, a more complex, tongue-curling sound. These clicks are fully integrated into words and names, not added for emphasis or rhythm. That means a name like Ghana or Zoni includes click consonants as essential building blocks, just as English names have vowels and consonants. A linguistic mystery. The Hadza language is one of the most enigmatic and isolated on Earth. It's classified as a language isolate, which means it has no confirmed relation to any other language family. Though it shares the use of click sounds with Khoisan languages, mainly found in southern Africa, linguistic studies have shown that Hadza developed its click-based system independently. This has fascinated researchers and anthropologists for decades. The fact that the Hadzabe language has survived millennia without writing, and that it's only spoken by around 1,200 to 1,500 people, makes it a living linguistic fossil, a window into early human speech patterns. Names with clicks, identity through sound. In Hadza culture, names are deeply tied to identity, environment, and ancestry. Many Hadzabe names are impossible to write accurately in the Roman alphabet because of these clicks, which means their true pronunciation can only be learned by hearing and mimicking it from native speakers. For example, a man's name might be Kuda, with an alveolar click at the beginning. A woman's name might be Noma, starting with a lateral click. These are not nicknames or special terms, they are formal, everyday names used in introductions, storytelling, and ceremonies. To a Hadza person, these sounds are second nature, but for outsiders, they require careful listening, practice, and respect. Mispronouncing a click in a name can change its meaning entirely, or make it incomprehensible. Why it matters. Preserving the Hadzabe language and its clicking names is not just a matter of academic interest, it's a vital part of protecting indigenous identity, cultural sovereignty, and human linguistic heritage. In a world where thousands of languages are going extinct due to globalization and assimilation, the Hadzabe language stands as a symbol of resilience and continuity. Their click-based names and spoken traditions represent an unbroken line to some of the earliest human communication systems. A living link to our origins. Some anthropologists believe that click languages like Hadzabe may be among the oldest spoken languages on Earth, potentially dating back to the time of the first modern humans in East Africa. That makes every name, every conversation, and every Hadzabe story told in their native language a living echo of our human roots.
Ngoja. Samahani.
Mama.